was kissing you with my eyes open, but you said keep them closed.
Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, Steve Buscemi. Okay, so I said in last week's video that I already knew what I was going to post for this week. So my idea was to post like a video about doing like college stuff, senior year stuff, studying for the SAT. And also I just recently got a job. Young moolah, baby. I have work at 4 and it's from 4 to 9. So until then, I'm going to study some SAT stuff and I'm going to do some stuff for college, like look over some stuff, show you guys what I've done for college stuff, because I'm class of 2021 and all of my friends and I have just been complaining for like a while, talking about how we really don't know what's going on because of Miss Rona and all that stuff. So I know that the class of 2021 is kind of in the same boat, that everything's up in the air. No one really knows what's going on. I was supposed to take my SAT last March, and then obviously I didn't do that. So they canceled the August one as well. So now I have to take it September 26th and October 3rd because I wanted to take it twice just to get 2 shots at it, because I hear that's what a lot of people do. They don't take it just once, but it's really pointless because I was going to take one in the spring and one of the fall of this year, but because I couldn't do the spring one, now I'm taking 2 like within a week basically, and I can't see myself getting like any better on either one of them. Let's get started. What I do is I have like a desk here that I really never use, but now I've been using it for studying for SAT, and then I turn on my light with my foot, and then I have this speaker, and so I play like lo-fi study music. So you guys, why is this flickering? You guys can get really whatever you want to study, whatever you think is going to help you. If you've already taken the SAT and gotten a good grade, that's nice. Even though I'm better in the reading and writing section, I have a book for each section. So I have SAT grammar book, SAT reading, and an SAT math book. So I have an SAT study schedule. I do my study schedule in 5-day intervals. I suggest taking Khan Academy SAT practice test number 10 and then seeing the grade you get there, and then just figure out the grade that you want when you actually take the SAT, and then subtract it, and then however much time you have left, then just divide it and see how many points you have to get in each interval in the next test to get it right. Does that make sense? In my first test, I got a 990, which is absolutely horrendous, and I want to get a 1200. So I started studying on August 18th. And so I do them in 5-day intervals. And so I have a bunch of stuff to like study with, and you guys can like figure it out, do like practice things, get books. I'll also show you my books. But I have like study things. And then at the end of the 5 days, I take another practice test on Khan Academy. For me to get a 1200 at the end of this, when I take the SAT from a 990 that I had last week, each time I take the test, I would have to get 30 points more. Now, I think I'm like pretty proud of myself because I was studying a lot, and I took another practice SAT like a couple of days ago, and I got an 1100, which is more than 30 points. I think it's like 100 points more than I got last time, because my hopeful SAT score for this interval was a 1020 or a 1030, and I got an 1100. So even though like I am technically like ahead, I'm still gonna study a lot because obviously I want a 1200, and maybe this test was just easy and I'm still just as stupid. So get books that you're struggling with. If you're struggling with SAT reading, I suggest this book. It's called SAT Reading by Erica L. Meltzer. It's really helpful. And then she has one for SAT Grammar. I'm good at reading. I usually have more trouble with the grammar because the grammar is freaking weird. Also, I really struggle with the math. I'm really bad at math. So I really suggest the College Panda SAT Math Advanced Guide and Workbook, and just look up the topics in each part that you're having trouble with and then go into each of the books and work on that. A schedule that works for you. Again, I did it in 5-day intervals, and then at the end I take a practice test and then see where I'm at after studying for those 5 days. So I'm majoring in musical theater. If you guys are in my grade and you don't know what you're gonna major in, that's perfectly fine. A lot of my friends don't know what they're gonna major in. Pero like, I'm gonna major in musical theater and I already know that. So I have this fat binder that has like the music that I am gonna pick to like sing. If you want a video on that also, just leave it down below. But I like writing shit down. So, oh fuck. I have this little like cute little binder. And so again, because of Miss Rona, everything in my grade is kind of like up in the air and like really confusing. So first in this binder, I have this little book and it's my SAT studying schedule. I have like this little paper and it's called Colleges for Jasmine. Really stupid, I know. I basically just wrote down all of the colleges that I'm gonna apply to, and I separated them by the ones that are in the city because I live in New York. So I separated them by the ones that are in New York City, the ones that are in New York State, and the ones that are out of state. So again, like I said, I separated them from the ones that are in the city, in the state, and then out of state. I have just things in it that are helpful, like if they're safety schools or not, if they're private or public, their acceptance rate, how much money, like average it would cost, the application fee, I also have that on each of them. And then I have deadlines, but I didn't finish the deadline sections of the majority of these because of Miss Rona. No one really knows any deadlines or what's going on. So I put a little sign for Naviance and a little check for Common App so that on the side I know which ones are on Naviance and which ones are on Common App, which ones are on both. I actually really recommend it. You could definitely do this like kind of sheet online. I just really like writing stuff down, most of the information, and it's August, like I just wanted to be ahead of the game, you know? And then I have another sheet that's the audition requirements, because again, I'm majoring in musical theater. Also, I found a video where this girl like made her calendar of when she was doing stuff for colleges, just a calendar of her senior year and how everything was gonna play out. So I printed it out and it's actually really helpful. But if you want, you can just make a calendar. She made it like really helpful so that a lot of the work, like I said, is done now, because I really don't want to do a lot of the work in senior year, because I know that if I didn't have all of this, I'd be like crying every single day, stressing out, saying that I'm not ready. Next we have Common App. You definitely should fill out your Common App already. Fill out all the information. Again, try to get a list of like the colleges you're going to, because even though my list is probably going to be bigger than yours, because I've definitely noticed that regular people do like maybe 6 to like 10. And I have, I think, 15. So try to get like a good list and then you can put them on Common App. They also ask information about your family, and that took a while for me to fill out because you think you know your family, but then you realize you don't. Like, I know my mom's a nurse, but then they were like, what's the name of your mother's employer? And I was like, the hospital? Next, we have Naviance. Also, try to link your Common App and your Naviance. Should probably start requesting your letters of recommendation. And if you haven't asked for letters of recommendation yet, then just contact your teacher. Now, some colleges want more letters of recommendation, some want less, but some will let you put like 3 letters or 4, and some will be like, just give us 1 or 2. So I asked 4 teachers. I asked my science teacher, my culinary teacher, my drama director, like the advisor for the drama club, and my music teacher. Like I said, my major is really specific, so I got my chorus teacher and my drama teacher so that they could show like my musical theater side, or like give me a good recommendation from that aspect of it, like the arts. But then I got my culinary and my science teacher because I also want the colleges to like know that academic teachers also love me. You know what would be a good letter of recommendation. Like if you're majoring in biology, get your biology teacher, you know? Don't get your gym teacher. If you want to get your gym teacher, then go off. It shows versatility. But again, just get a teacher that you know is going to write you a good one because they like you, but also one that you think could honestly help you get into college. The annoying thing about Naviance and Common App is that if you're not on it for too long, it just logs you out. So I definitely had times when I was checking something, writing it down, doing all this work, and then I went back into it and they were like, log back in. But just get like a password, write it down somewhere, obviously, because you don't want to forget it, because that'd be really bad. I forgot my Naviance password, but then I just changed it. And then I wrote it down, but I have it memorized by now. Have one that like would make sense. Like, my passwords are really easy for me to remember, and I remember which one's Naviance and which one's Common App just because I've logged in so many times. But if you do it often enough, looking at the passwords that you made, you're definitely probably going to remember it. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've done for the college aspect. Musical theater major aspect, I definitely have done some stuff. I have to do definitely more. Super, super fun. I'm going to study for the SAT. Usually I study for like 2 to 3 hours. I've been seeing a lot of TikToks of people in my grade being like, does anyone have anything done for college or senior year or anything? And then all the comments are like, no, sis. And I definitely feel like that, even though I think I've done like a hefty amount, I still am like, well, I have nothing done and I'm not going to college. We're gonna be fine. And hopefully colleges are gonna be like, this grade got their junior year chopped, and the end of the junior year is when they were supposed to help us. So now we just have to do the majority of this on our own, and then hopefully when we go into senior year, like, they'll help us out more. Pero if they don't, it's fine. We got this, sis. This whole thing has been like stressing me out to the max, and I've been having like baby panic attacks. So if I could make this video and you could watch it and be like, oh, finally, like now at least I have like a plan, like what I'm gonna do, like I have to fill out my Common App, my Naviance, and start studying for the SAT, then like that would help me out. Like that would really make me happy if my baby panic attacks progressed in a video, would help you guys out. Now, try not to stress out, guys. I know I just said that I've been stressing out, but don't do what I'm doing. Comment any issues that you're having with SAT, what you're more scared about college, senior year, stuff like that. Let's just vent about the situation that we're in. I hope you guys liked the video. Love you guys very much. Peace.
You like jazz?